If you go for a walk around Coley, it's almost certainly going to be straight into the jungle like this. And on some occasions Peter went fishing in the river, which was called the River Lukenju. In the course of the time we were there, he did succeed in catching a carp, which you'll see in a moment, and also later on 2 catfish. Then we have a scene of Stuart and Edith being presented with some fruit by the people of Coley as a welcoming gesture to them.
Good evening.
We went round the villages whilst we were there, and in a moment you'll see Andrew talking to one of the chiefs who was wondering whether there was any chance of him being able to marry Catherine, which struck as everybody as being rather humorous, except perhaps Catherine. Here we are with that buying bananas. Then we see a typical village or household fire where the 3-log system is in action. Pot goes in the middle, and the house behind is a very typical thatched mud hut. Later we went to see Andrew's field. It's barely recognisable as a field, it's just a piece out of the jungle. But you can see a banana tree growing there, and there were other things like coffee plants growing, but around the edge of this field it was untamed jungle. They also grow maize and rice there. You can see the lads showing us how the rice would be picked. It wasn't, it was just a put-up job for our benefit. They don't have paddy fields. The rice grows in fields rather like it would, corn would grow in this country. We got presented with an egg by one of the villagers as a token of interest. People of Zaire love to play football.
It's where we change course.
And everybody ran off to meet the Land Rover that she was coming with from the airstrip. Here we have an example of one of the projects that is being developed in Coley to replace galvanised roofs or thatched roofs. The idea is to produce tiles made of cement mixed with fibre, and I was able to try out 1 or 2, and they did seem as though they were going to be very successful. Very much cheaper to cover a roof in this way than to use the galvanised or aluminium corrugated sheeting. These tiles have to be cured in water for about a week and then air cured for a further week. But they only need a very lightweight structure. It's rather like asbestos when it's dried out, but with none of the dangers to our health, of course. On the second Sunday we were there, we went out across the river Okenju to a village that wasn't expecting us, to join the little assembly for Sunday morning breaking of bread. The little assembly hall was a mud hut with a thatched roof and open sides, logs for seats. They dashed off and got us collapsible chairs, but the rest of them were just seated on these logs. And we had a very happy time there. After the meeting we had a little time together in the village, sat and drank a cup of coffee. Back at Coley again, it's time to get the water. Every morning the boys go and draw water from the spring, which is about half a mile into the forest. About 4 gallons each, I suppose, coming back up the hill and into the mission. You learn to be very conservative with water after a while. Catherine was so impressed by the amount of things that the ladies carried on their heads there that she decided she'd have a try. Our rooms had got quite a lot of cockroaches in. This little creature's nearly dead, but they grow 1.5 to 2 inches long, can go about as fast as a mouse, and were great fun to chase around the room after we'd got over our first bit of fright. The tortoise was offered to us for eating rather than anything else. Poor thing did get eaten in the end, but not by us, and we did try to rescue it. Then, after these presentation of chickens, there's an old man who used to be a witch doctor who came and presented us with 2 eggs. It was lovely to meet him. These are soldier ants, sorry, these are driver ants, and they are vicious little creatures and best to stay well back from them. Around the borders of the stream our pilot Bertrand.
Good evening.
Stuart playing cricket, Catherine not being too good a bowler, and the whole thing was a bit hilarious. It was Australia versus England. There's only one Australian, I think they won.
Very different room here, haven't we?
Each mission house should have 5 water drums outside to catch the rainwater from the roof. Beryl Harris's house had such an arrangement, but almost all the drums had rusted through, and I spent a little bit of time getting some of them back into action again. We didn't have enough drums to replace them all, but at least it's now running on a 3-drum system. Giant millipedes are a feature of the area. Natives believe that they have evil powers and were quite horrified when Peter picked one up. They are in fact harmless, apart from the fact that they have parasites.